Well, good evening, and welcome to Golf for Kids 2020 edition. We're here at Bear Mountain. We're just not in our usual spot for Golf for Kids 2020. Of course, we would normally be in the big ballroom. We'd have 500 or 600 people in there screaming and cheering and yelling and maybe in my case booing a little bit, but we don't have that here tonight. But feel free to boo me from your home. So go ahead with, I see the crew is booing me, right? Not just the crew, everybody at home, you can feel free to do that as well. Well, this is going to be a special night for Golf for Kids. We did not want to quit. We wanted to push on here. All of the volunteer committee, Dale and Murray said, let's make this thing happen somehow. The sponsors stayed with us. The donations have been outstanding for the silent auction. You can bid on it right now, and you can continue to do that at golfforkids.net. That's exactly where you are here right now on the website, so that's where you bid on the silent auction items, and you can also make your donations at the website as well, golfforkids.net. I am happy, pleased, delighted to tell you that at this very moment, the Golf for Kids 2020 total right now sits at $300,000. So that's because of you. So thank you so much. We are on our way to what's going to be a great, great night here as we recreate our opening ceremonies virtually, because it's a different, somebody said to me the other day, these are unpresidential times. And that made a lot of sense to me because they really are. And how about the balloon work here? We got the candidates from the provincial election involved in the balloon blowing up for a while at least. It didn't work out all that great because there were a lot of color arguments going on there. They wanted some wanted all orange and some didn't think there was enough green. Yeah, it was a real mess. Some couldn't seem to get the balloons blown up. They had no inflation policy. So we just did it ourselves with the remaining hot air from them while they were in here visiting us. So it turned out great. Our friends from SW Audio and Visual are here shooting this for us, and they've been here for the last couple of weeks. And we couldn't be happier to have them. So again, golfforkids.net, that's the website. We need to fill these dreams tonight. You're going to meet all the kids. You're going to find out why this fundraiser is so absolutely important to the Help Fill a Dream Foundation and these wonderful kids and families, our dream kids that we hope to fill those 15 dreams for here tonight virtually at golfforkids.net. All right, here we go. Let's meet the guys that started this a long, long time ago, 22 years ago. Dale Douglas and Murray Stewart are with us here tonight, and I got to ask you guys, congratulations first off. I can't believe the job you've done to pull off the virtual event. It's every bit as spectacular as the main event, as it was no surprise to me that it would be. But here you are, all these years later. Did you think, when you started this, that you'd be here, 22 years down the road, still hammering away and raising money and changing lives?
Well, I think, Ed, that when we started this 22 years ago with our families and our friends and within our industry, we had no idea that we would be here now all this time later. We had hoped to make a difference. That first event, we raised $14,000, and I remember Murray and I and our team, we were so excited at the end of the event that we raised the $14,000. We overshot, and I think it inspired us and our team to want to continue with it at that time, but I don't think we would have ever looked out a couple of decades.
And we've had moments on the Golf for Kids events over the years where we've raised $14,000 in the matter of a couple of minutes, as I recall. So what does it mean to you? Why is it so special to you guys that you just continue to push on and just live this event?
Well, I think that for the team, it's the difference it makes in the communities, and I think as well it's the joy that it gives the people who make up Golf for Kids and being able to go out and create the event, reach out into the community, and at the end of the day, get the money into the hands of the organizations that can really make a difference in our community. And I think that's what's really driven the group and kept it together.
This is so very important to Help Fill a Dream Foundation. They count on this event so heavily every year. Of course, all the charities are down this year, including the Help Fill a Dream Foundation. But let's talk about why you selected them in the first place.
Well, Murray, you and I remember we had a great time trying to figure out initially, who would be sort of the focus, and who would have thought 22 years ago we would still be with the group that we made that decision on. And you can tell the story about how we selected Help Fill a Dream.
No, it was kind of a whole team effort to decide. We wanted to try and find someone that didn't have a big supporter, and basically with us doing a golf tournament, we didn't want another golf tournament supporting it. So we checked around and we just looked at this grassroots group from the island, and we just thought, hey, we just fell in love with them right from the very beginning, and we've been partners since the day we started.
All right, so year 22, here we are. The drive to 25 you talk about. So what is the future of Golf for Kids as you guys see it?
Well, we've had a goal of getting to 25 years ever since we had our 20th anniversary, and we think it's important, the whole idea of a quarter of a century of giving back for all those involved in Golf for Kids. So 2020 is going to be a successful event. It's brought everybody back together again, and we're looking forward to moving, ahead with the next 3 events to get us to the year 2023, celebrate our 25th anniversary. It's going to be a really exciting time.
All right, well, I want to just take my personal minute here and thank you guys for including me for all these years on this great event. I love it, and I just love you guys and the fact that you are so committed to Golf for Kids and the Help for the Dream Foundation, and the 130 volunteers that are behind this machine is so impressive. And you guys have been working at this since last September, like you always do. You take a couple of days off after the main event, and then you get working on the next year. And that was no different this year up until March, when the world changed, and then you had to change. And this is, we're living the change right now, but we're in good shape because you guys have worked so hard to keep it going. Golf for Kids 2020, the Help Fill a Dream Foundation, the special kids and the families that your donations help. Believe me, you're going to find out in this video just how important it is to these families and how they count on your donations to help fill those dreams and make life a little bit better for them. So let's meet the Dream Kids.
Hi, I'm Desiree.
Hi, my name is Ava Hornby.
Annie is an 8-year-old girl.
My name is Brenda, and this is my son, Cole.
He is a 12-year-old boy who lives with cerebral palsy.
I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 4 years old.
Hi everyone, today I'd like to tell you about my dream and what it would mean to me.
I'm really excited and was really looking forward to the plane ride first of all, because I've never been on a plane in my whole entire life.
While I am in Liverpool, I wish to walk on Penny Lane and take in all the Beatles I can handle.
I am really looking forward to meeting Billie Eilish.
Like swimming with the sharks, being as close to the animals and the fish as possible.
When he goes from sitting in his wheelchair to standing in his standing frame, he is at the same height as his peers.
And my favorite ride is Haunted Mansion.
The paddleboard creates all sorts of inclusive opportunities.
I could wake up, have my hut over the water, and
The rides, especially the roller coasters, preferably.
Annie's dream of going to Walt Disney World is going to be a trip of our lifetime.
But I'm super excited that you guys are helping me make my dream come true, and I'm really happy that you could make this come true because, well, I've been looking forward to all of this since I was 4.
I want to thank Help Fill a Dream and all their supporters.
Thank you for the trip. I'm really excited.
Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it. This is making my dream come true.
We thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you. Thank you for making my dream come true.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I often find myself in a position of having to speak after our Dream Kids, and they're a pretty excited group and a tough act to follow, that's for sure. But they're a big reason of why we're here this evening. We're thrilled to be able to introduce you to some of our kids and to highlight their dreams in this new way. All the video that you just saw previously was shot by families themselves, and they've told us that it was one of the toughest things we've ever asked them to do. We've heard that there were a lot of takes, lots of laughter, some tears, a few tantrums. That was just by the parents. Luckily, they persevered, and we were able to share those stories with you this evening. A lot's changed in the last 8 months, and some things haven't. Kids are still getting sick. Kids are still being diagnosed. Kids still need our support. And as you've just seen, dreams are alive and well. In fact, dreams may be more important than ever right now because they represent hope. They're giving our kids something to look forward to, a promise of when there's a better time ahead. I want to take just a minute and share with you the impact that a dream really has on a child and a family. Too often we think of a dream as just a trip to a far-off place, a meeting with a celebrity, or even just the purchase of some item that that child is looking for. I want to tell you that the impact of a dream on a child is so much more. It goes much deeper than that. The gift you give these kids is more than you can possibly imagine. You are giving a child the gift of independence with the dream of a ramp or a piece of mobility equipment. You are giving a child a dream of freedom when they want a bike, a scooter, a wheelchair, or even an adaptive paddleboard. You are giving a child their self-esteem when they have a dream of meeting one of their heroes, one of their sports idols, or a celebrity. You're allowing kids just to be kids when they have a travel dream of going on a vacation. This is probably the first vacation they've ever been on, or a trip that didn't involve any medical treatments. You're allowing families to just relax, reconnect, and to make new happy memories. And you give kids something that is so important. You allow them to have self-esteem and self-worth simply by helping make their dreams come true. You're letting them know that someone actually cares about them. So you may think that dreams are extraordinary. I'm here to tell you they're not. Dreams are just a way of allowing kids to be ordinary, to just be kids. There's lots of time left this evening to help fill the 15 dreams that we are trying to fill tonight and many others. And for that, I want to thank you. Ed.
Thank you, Craig. And the Help Fill a Dream Foundation is, believe me, lucky to have a leader like Craig Smith who cares so deeply and works so hard to maintain the funding that's needed to continue to help fill dreams for kids and families that really do need this. And you're going to find out all about it here right now. I just want to remind you that website again, golfforkids.net. That's where you can bid on the silent auction items up until Sunday at 5, and that's where you can make a donation to help make a dream come true. We're trying to fill 15 here tonight. This is Lindsay that we're going to introduce you to. She is the mother of Adam, and we thought it'd be interesting to give you an insight from a parent's perspective of what a dream filled is all about and how that went for Adam. So have a look at Lindsay's story.
When Adam was 7 years old, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in grade 1. And at the time, it was really devastating for our family. It just, our whole lives changed to insulin injections and finger pokes and blood sugar checks and all night waking up. And it was really hard for us. And for him to deal with such a diagnosis, and we didn't really know what to expect, but it really flips your world upside down. On May 5th, we do a celebration, and we try and, because that's his diagnosis anniversary, and so we try and celebrate it every year. Instead of making it a bit of a pity party, we have fun and we do something fun. This year was tough because he said, because he's 14 now, he said, "Mom, I've had type 1 diabetes just as long as I haven't." And that was a tough one to swallow when he said that. It was just, yeah, I didn't like that too much, but it's a reality, and he'll have it for the rest of his life. And now that he's a teenager, it's a bit tougher. His insulin requirements are increased. He requires a lot of insulin, and it's a lot of up and down. And so that's why it's so perfect that the Help Fill a Dream Foundation came into our lives when they did, because his dream of going to Whitehorse was such an amazing thing for our family. In Whitehorse, when we were there, in the wilderness, being in the fresh air, being in the cold, beautiful, snowy weather, it was so wonderful just to be there as a family and not have to think every second about the disease that's really he's dealing with every day, 24 hours a day. And although, of course, he still had type 1 diabetes while we were there, it was so nice to be able to just think about other things like where we were and the environment we were in. So Help Fill a Dream was incredible. They did everything for me. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was tell them what we wanted, what Adam wanted, what he wanted to do. They made it happen, no questions asked. They arranged everything. It was just the most flawless process I've ever been through, and it was just so helpful for our family not to have to organize anything or do anything. They took care of everything for us. Help Fill a Dream is such an amazing charity. It really means a lot to someone like me. Our family has really benefited from it. We've just had such an amazing change in our lives because of it, and I can't stress enough how wonderful Help Fill a Dream is and what a wonderful, wonderful charity it is to donate to.
Thank you, Golf for Kids.
And thank you, Lindsay and Adam, for sharing that story. What a remarkable story that is, and what a great feeling it is when you see something like that, to know that your donations mean that much, and believe me, they do. So golfforkids.net is where you can help us here tonight for Golf for Kids 2020. One of our favorite parts of Golf for Kids every year is the ceremonial putt, and we wanted to bring that feeling back to you tonight, even though that we're not in our usual spot with the crowded terrace there at Bear Mountain and down on the putting green with all of our dream kids and getting ready to kick off the event. But we at least wanted to relive it in some way and recreate it for you, so you can kind of think back, imagine that you're there, and just remember the great feelings you got when we had the ceremonial putt. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Golf for Kids 2020, our 22nd year here, and we are delighted to be able to bring you this event. It's different, of course, it's virtual, but we know that we're going to enjoy the great support that you've always given us up to our 22nd year. So please keep bidding and keep doing that as we continue to support the Help Fill a Dream Foundation and well over 50 other children's charities on Vancouver Island that benefit from Golf for Kids. I'm here with the crew tonight. There we have Trenton Douglas from the Golf for Kids Volunteer Committee. We, of course, have the fabulous Dale Douglas, the spearheader of this whole thing, along with Murray Stewart all those years ago. Terrific guys that have never taken their foot off the gas for Golf for Kids. And Craig Smith is here, the Executive Director of Help Fill a Dream Foundation. And most importantly, our dream kid, Emma Locke, is here with her mom, Jen. And Emma is going to kick off our special celebrity putting event here, our ceremonial putt here. Well, you are a celebrity in our eyes, so we're going to get that going very, very soon. In the meantime, Craig Smith is here from Help Fill a Dream to tell us more about how much your money is counted on to help these families and kids.
Great. Thanks, Ed. I'm so glad that we're able to include the ceremonial putt as part of this virtual event tonight, because it's such a great tradition, and for our families it's always one of the most fun parts of the day. I'm going to tell you a bit about Emma. Emma's dream was to visit the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, and it had a bit of a practical side because I think she's planning to pursue her career as a marine biologist. So we get to a dream that has a little bit of fun, but a little practicality to it as well. And believe it or not, thanks to the generosity of everybody at Golf for Kids and the community that supports them, it was 1 year ago on this very day, Emma and her family would have been in Australia enjoying that dream trip. So for that, we say thank you. And for all of the other dreams still to be filled, we say thank you for watching tonight and supporting this. Another really interesting fact about Emma, is I think you all should know, is she is an avid fundraiser. She's passionate about giving back, and she's created her own fundraising entity called Two Hearts, One Wish, and that raises funds not only to support dreams of other children, but also the BC Children's Hospital. And I think we all should be inspired by Emma tonight, and take her lead and continue to give to make a difference in the lives of the kids in our community.
Thank you, Craig. Well said, for sure. And it's important to note that just like Emma, a lot of the Dream Kids do their own fundraising because they know how important it is. So we are going to get Emma to get that putter in hand here and drain one on behalf of Golf for Kids for our ceremonial putt. Anytime? Okay, Emma. Right in there. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Nice job, Emma. Thank you so much for completing our ceremonial putt, and thank you, Jen, for coming out here today as well, and of course all the Golf for Kids crew. And Murray Stewart has a special gift for you for being a part of it today.
Here you go, Emma, and thank you very much for coming out and supporting Golf for Kids and great putting.
All right, the tradition continues. The ceremonial putt is complete, but the night is still very, very young, so please keep bidding, keep supporting Golf for Kids. We need you more than ever. Wow, who's the old guy? Must have been seniors day out there that day, I guess. Anyway, I wish I could putt like Emma. What a great putt, and what a great event the ceremony of putt is every year at Golf for Kids. In 2020, no different. We're able to at least recreate that for you. All right, we are going to present a dream here tonight. I'm going to send it back over to Craig Smith, who is here with Dylan and his mom, Tricia. And this will be a special moment for sure. So over to you, Craig, for a special dream presentation.
Thanks, Ed. It's my pleasure to be standing here with Dylan and his mom Tricia, and you may have remembered Dylan from one of the earlier video where we introduced our first 15 Dream Kids, and it's not often that I get to share this with all of you. So I'm going to start by just asking Dylan a few questions because he's graciously agreed to answer some for us. So first, Dylan, I want if you wouldn't mind telling us a bit about what your dream actually is.
Well, my dream included a hut over a water and some quiet, and during my time in treatment, you know, I would run lots of water, and it's kind of something I clung to, so that's why I chose it.
And would you mind telling everybody a bit of what you were in treatment for?
I had pituitary and pineal tumors, and that caused a lot of deficiency in hormones, and so it means a lot of pills. But I finished my treatment, and I did 2 months of radiation in Seattle, and so I'm done, and things are looking good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what would having your dream filled mean to you?
Oh, well, I spent a lot of time quite sad and quite sick, and I got quite tired of that, so I'd like to have a little time to myself and enjoy my dream.
That's awesome. And you mentioned water. It's a coping mechanism.
I had diabetes insipidus, which is the third type of diabetes, and it makes you very thirsty. So it was kind of something that was quite easy for me to pick just because it's water, and it's kind of something I love. So
perfect. Well, on behalf of Golf for Kids tonight and the generosity of all of its supporters, we would actually like to present you with your dream. It's Dylan's tropical vacation, which, when it's time to travel again, will involve a hut over the water where he can actually lay there and listen to the water and hopefully find some relief and some relaxation. With all of our travel dreams, we're working with our families to actually find a time and a place that's safe for that to happen. But we want everybody to know that dreams haven't been stopped. They've just been rearranged or postponed until it's time for them to happen. Because it may be a little while before Dylan ends up in his hut over the water, we also have another presentation for him tonight. And that's, we have worked with first, normally I'd be presenting our dream families with our Golf for Kids and our Help for the Dream bag for them to take on their vacations. But tonight you'll notice that I'm actually holding a dry bag. Dylan and his family are avid kayakers, and I understand that Dylan, you lost your dry bag. Is that?
Yes. Yes, I did, yes.
So we have a new dry bag for Dylan, but also in here we have some certificates that will allow Dylan and his family to have 2 nights in Tofino so they can enjoy some water activity there. There's some surfing lessons, and there's just some extra mad money so they can make sure that while they're waiting for their big dream, they can get to see and play in some water. So I'm going to give this to you.
There you go.
And we wish Dylan and his family all the best on both his mini dream and his real dream when that time is right. Now, I also think Murray has something for Dylan. Here.
Pleasure, Dylan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing your dream and sharing your stories.
It means a lot just being here.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. And back to you, Ed.
All right. Thank you very much. Dylan, what a great guy. What a well-spoken young guy, and so glad to see this dream come together for him. I think he really made a point there when he said, I spent a lot of time quite sick and quite sad. And I think that's probably a very common feeling for a lot of our dream kids. So I think we need to think about that when we consider whether or not we can help out at golfforkids.net. Many have already considered that or whatever and have made that donation tonight. We started off about 20 minutes ago saying we were over the moon with a $300,000 total to this point and hoping to chip away at increasing that. Well, I'm happy to tell you that it's now grown to $375,000. So thank you so much for that. That is just a testament to how people care where we live, and we live in the greatest place on earth, and you can tell right there by a $375,000 total. That's popped up $75,000 in 20 minutes. Absolutely unbelievable. So keep it coming if you can. I know we're going to keep hammering away on you that, but it's that important for the Help Fill a Dream Foundation, for these dream kids and their families. I also want to have a bit of a shout out here to Dan Matthews and all of the other golfers that got together today with a special kind of golf event that they put on in support of Golf for Kids. It was a miserable day out there today, 6 degrees, raining sideways and wind, and they continue to push through it. So that's the kind of commitment we've had from people like Dan and his team of golfers who are out there today. So congratulations. All right, we're going to throw it back to Dale Douglas. Dale has a special message for you.
Well, it's my privilege to speak on behalf of Golf for Kids and say the traditional thank yous that we would say on event day in the banquet. Everything in life that really matters comes from the heart, and Golf for Kids is no exception. Golf for Kids is made up of so many people that really care, and to them we say thank you. Thank you to our dedicated sponsors who have always been there for us no matter what. Thank you to the incredible charities we support who do the important work, and in particular, Help Fill a Dream, who we've had a 22-year relationship with, and our team, myself and Murray, our families, have been able to see firsthand how important the work and the difference that they make is. It's always hard to single out groups, and we don't do that because so many people are involved in making this happen, but Murray and I do want to say to Northridge Excavating and the Cowden family, who are so incredibly generous every year, it is incredible how you step up and support within the community. They started off this event for us this year. They were the first dream bought. After that, they bought a spot in the fundraiser today with the golf, and at that, they presented Murray and I with a check, and they totaled $45,000 that they've given to Golf for Kid 2020 from this just incredibly caring family. I'm sure they're aghast that we're singling them out tonight, but Golf for Kids is much better for knowing you, and the community is also enriched by having you in it. So thank you very much. Thanks to our passionate volunteers who only ask, what can we do to help? They are unbelievable. And to those of you who have supported the silent auction this year, thank you. Hats off to the Spirit of Bear Mountain, their team in creating and continuing our traditional golf fundraising efforts. And thank you to the one and only, the amazing Ed Bain, for his unwavering devotion of his time and talent to Golf for Kids. And to our outstanding Golf for Kids committee, who are committed, focused, and driven to make a difference. Murray and I could not be prouder to work with you on the Golf for Kids. And most importantly, special thanks to our 2020 Dream Kids and their families who continually remind all of us about what is really important in life. Thank you all. Ed, take it away.
Thank you, Dale. I think you've summed it up brilliantly there for sure. So we are getting very, very close here to the big reveal of our fundraising check. That is on the way. But first, we have our final video tonight, and we thought we'd like to share with you the journey of the filling of the 15 dreams for Help Fill a Dream Kids. So here is our dream board journey. You bet. 15 dreams filled right there. Thank you to everybody. What a great response. What a great, great place we live. Golfforkids.net, that's the website address. Keep it coming. And keep focused on us right now, because this is the big moment. It is time to see just how we've done tonight for Golf for Kids 2020. So I will throw it back over to Dale Douglas, Murray Stewart, and Craig Smith for the big reveal.
Well, it's pretty exciting to be here tonight for the 22nd event, and there's nothing more exciting at the end of the night at the banquet when the entire room is still full after the entire day, because everybody wants to know how successful the event has been and gauge how big a difference it can make in the community. And this year is no exception. We weren't sure how this year was going to go. We had an initial goal of $250,000, $250,000, which we thought, given all the things that were going on, would be incredible. But we've learned to not underestimate the community on Vancouver Island and how generous and how giving they are and how much they want to make a difference. Murray and I have already had to change the check twice in the last 30 minutes. And I would say that I am not sure that this is our final total either, as we're continuing our fundraising through Sunday. But on behalf of Golf for Kids, the committee, everybody involved, we are so incredibly excited to announce that for the kids in our community, through you, we have raised tonight $450,000. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Ed, are you still alive over there?
Well, yeah, I managed to dodge most of the fire, but I could feel the sights were on my forehead during the whole thing. It's about 7 confetti guns in here, so well done. And wow, what an incredible amount there, $450,000 raised. Thanks to each and every one of you. As Dale mentioned, it's still going on, golfforkids.net. You can still bid on all that vast array of great silent auction array of items that we have on our website until Sunday at 5 o'clock. And we couldn't be more appreciative of everybody, all the sponsors, everybody who's donated, all the 130 volunteers, and everybody who cared for these wonderful kids and the families through the Help Fill a Dream Foundation. 2020, it's been different, but it's been fabulous at the same time. So thanks to everybody. We'll see you somewhere in 2021 as the tradition continues for Golf for Kids. So thanks for being here for the kids. Give yourself a round of applause.